lineup in the top half of the draw is almost complete. Just one more name to go through in the top half. And the incentive is a meeting in the last 8 this evening against Kim Huybrechts, a very impressive winner against Benito van der Pas. And this match features a former Gibraltar champion, James Wade, on the oche right now. But standing in Wade's way is none other than the Premier League champion and the two-time world champion, Gary Anderson. Big, big heavyweight showdown, this one. It's a Premier League affair. We've got another one on the way later as well. Gary Anderson, all smiles. After his 6-2 win over Alan Norris yesterday, there was plenty to admire about the Flying Scotsman yesterday. James Wade overcoming Justin Pipe in his second round match. And it's all nicely set up now here, Dan Dawson.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is still the top half of the draw. We're setting that up with this game. So you've got multiple major champions duking it out for the last remaining quarterfinal spot in that top half. Already got Kim Huybrechts there, a major finalist himself and a two-time Euro Tour winner. The world #1, and a man who you've got to take your shoes and socks off to count how many major titles he's won. And Dyson Parodi.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, James to throw first. Game on.
Now, these two have been going at it time after time after time for years now.
100.
They know each other inside out, I would have thought.
Yep. Regulars in the Premier League. Regulars in the latter stages of big tournaments. And Gary Anderson, the world champion, kicks off with a maximum.
Yeah, their two recent Premier League encounters both ending in draws.
Yes.
This one can't end in a draw. Somebody's got to win. Best of 11. And as you say, meeting in the latter stages of big tournaments. The biggest of the lot, the World Championship. It was a 5-1 win for Gary Anderson in the quarter-finals when they met on New Year's Day. Wade was taken apart that day.
Yes. Furious he was. Absolutely livid with his own performance, James Wade. But he shouldn't be losing by that scoreline to anyone. Doesn't matter if it's one of the greatest players ever to play the game. He's one of the greatest himself, James Wade. There's no denying that. You only have to look at the titles in his collection.
85.
Seven-time major winner.
His CV stands up to a lot of scrutiny. He was the Premier League winner himself in 2009.
Yeah, staying up there on the 20s. No need to go the treble 17 bullseye route. So he'll come back as yet another plane sets off from Gibraltar International Airport.
James require 31.
11 for double 10 would be my bet. Okay, well, 8-3 double 10 will work. Oh, my word, what's going on here? 25, that's left him double 3. That is so unlike James Wade.
That is not the darts of a machine. Serious malfunction for the machine there. Double 80 once.
88.
That's some way inside as well, so maybe a let-off here for Wade, but he will end up in the madhouse.
No score.
And
well, it's frustrating for James Wade, but he's only got one person to blame, because missing two big numbers there. Rod's not here this weekend, so I'll say it. Don't miss the big numbers, as we call it.
James
Anderson gives him another poke at 1-1-1.
yeah. And he's busted it again. So two Premier League players on stage, but wouldn't really know it.
Even Ross, they all think it's amusing.
21 darts, plays 18, plays 19 for Gary Anderson, who takes out double 2 finally.
He started off with a 180 from Anderson there. Yeah. We thought, hang on, we've got a real game going here, and then just some pub darts towards the end, unfortunately.
Anderson looks almost embarrassed to take that opening leg, but both players sharing a smile and a joke about it at the end of that one. Let's hope the standard improves in leg 2.
I'm sure it will do.
58.
One poor leg won't stop these two from getting going. I'm reasonably sure of that. Although they were both, nowhere near their best in their second round wins. It was a 6-2 win against Norris for Anderson, as you mentioned, and there were some standout moments of quality in there, but it was a bit of a slog at times as Wade fires in a 180.
Didn't muster a single 180 yesterday, but he's got one now. I think I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, you are right. 50% on his doubles, though.
We discussed whether it was a typical James Wade performance in beating Justin Pipe 6-2. It had a few hallmarks.
93.
Yeah.
Gary, you
The
require
win
121.
was the main hallmark.
The main one, yeah.
James Wade just wins games. Now then.
Ball.
Game shown the second leg. Gary Anderson, third leg, James.
One extreme to
James.
another. One extreme to another there. We had Anderson and Wade messing about on double one and double two in the first leg, and then Anderson takes out the bullseye for a very neat and tidy finish, and he leads 2-0. Can't weigh it up sometimes. Cannot weigh it up.
Well, look, Gary Anderson has got the better of the previous
78.
meetings between these two. In fact, only Phil Taylor has registered more wins in professional darts over James Wade. Anderson has won 26 times. They've met 40 times.
60.
3 of them have been draws, including the 2 most recent ones in the Premier League, as you articulated. Wade's only won 1 of the last 12.
Sorry, what was that stat about Taylor again?
100.
Only Taylor
Boys
has
and girls,
beaten
no
Wade
flash
more in
photography,
professional darts
please. Thank you.
than Gary Anderson. And you'll find that Taylor's beaten most players more than anybody else. Now another 180 for James Wade.
180.
Well, he's not renowned for his 180s, James Wade, sometimes.
No,
He
he's
can
not.
win
85.
matches without
James require
doing
100.
He doesn't hit
spectacular
loads,
things.
yeah, but what he does, he tends to hit them at the right times. He'll put in good legs. That's the best thing about Wade. He when he needs a good leg, he'll find it. He doesn't mind coasting legs, and you know, occasionally you don't see him that
65.
interested in legs if he's way behind and it's one that he's not desperate to win. But when he does need an 11 darter, he's very good at finding it, often out of nothing, as Anderson hits a 10-40 to apply some pressure on this. 16 for tops for Wade.
Wade needs any type of leg, good or bad right now. He's 2-0 down, and he needs double 10, which he loves to bits, but not on this occasion.
He wasn't great on double 10 against Justin Pipe either yesterday. It was a curious performance from Wade. And Anderson, double 19.
Going straight
Game
forward,
shown
and
the
he
third
takes
leg.
it
Gary
at
Anderson,
the second
fourth
time
leg,
of
Gary
asking,
front
and in the
first.
blink of an eye,
Game on.
Gary Anderson leads 3-0.
Well, Wade
100.
did everything right until it came to hitting tops and tens, and usually that's the strongest part of his game, James Wade. So that last leg,
100.
that sort of run continues. This might be a very brief last 16 encounter at the Gibraltar Darts Trophy.
81.
Wade, 1 European Tour title to his name. It was right here, 2014, the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. He beat Steve Beaton in the final, and it was a significant step along the way to his return as a top-level dart player, having spent some time struggling with form and mental health issues, all sorts of stuff, but convinced himself he could win big tournaments again, and soon after the Masters title followed. Gary Anderson won in Hildesheim, and that's a third 180 for James Wade. He's hit in the last 3 legs, he's lost the last 2, so hoping that trend doesn't continue.
86. James require 81.
Well, chance for Wade to find one breaker throw here. Double 12. 6. Uncharacteristic stuff from James Wade here on the doubles.
Gary, you require 100.
And he busts his score as well to boot, which makes things just a little bit worse for him. Anderson looking to punish.
57.
Will just set it up
James require 81.
as best he can.
We'll have another go at this.
Yep. Same again. Double 12.
And there we go. So he did see off 81 eventually on double 12, and
Game on.
it was a pretty good leg there from James Wade. Despite managing to bust 81, he takes it out in 2 darts the second time of asking. He gets a break of throw, and if he can hold his throw here, and this is a good way to start, it would be 3-2, and James Wade has hit 180s in the last 4 legs. He is scoring maximums like he's Michael van Gerwen.
One for Anderson here to back it up, maybe. Yeah. Stretching the vocal cords of Russ Bray here, these two.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on, James Wade. Surely not. On day 3 in Gibraltar. Is the dream alive? No, it's not.
Looks so good as well. Well, the monkey in its 4th outfit of the weekend.
100.
God help it if it's two of its favourite players collide. I don't know what it's going to do. Might have half and half scarf like a one of those football fans. Now, James Wade, treble 7. Yeah, what a leg of darts. James Wade. Well, he's left tops after 9 darts.
140.
10 dart leg in the pipeline here for Wade. To move to within 1 leg of Gary Anderson. And we had that comedy first leg, but since then there's been some really high caliber stuff out there from these two.
Well, that's as good as we've seen this weekend. We've seen a few players give himself a chance of a 10 darter. Failed to take it out, but Wade does take it out. He's on a bit of a roll there, you see. First leg, messing about. We've had 12, 15, 14, 10, and that 14 included Wade busting his score on 81.
Yeah, so there was 3 unnecessary darts there, you might suggest.
Now you see, 102 plays 102. James Wade, first 9 average of 130. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad for a bloke who doesn't score very well. He doesn't score well, he can't win if he doesn't score very well. Yes, he does.
100.
But there you see, that's the reason why Gary Anderson still has the crucial advantage, and he's got down to a finish on his throw here. Wade needs a ton to get down to one himself, or at least one treble. And he's got that.
100. Gary, you
161 plays 161. Now, Anderson took this out in the previous game, took it out against Alan Norris, and he's not going to take it out here.
129. James require 161.
He's left double 16, which isn't his favourite. Gary Anderson's such a good double hitter nowadays. Didn't used to say that about him, but he is now. But not particularly double 16. He's not his favourite, but he's just pinned it first dart. So it doesn't really matter. 4-2 to Anderson.
Game on.
Yeah, Anderson took out the 161 yesterday in that win over Alan Norris. That was for a 5-2 lead. He then finished things off with a checkout of 114. It was a stylish finale from Anderson. 6 out of 7 on his doubles yesterday, Gary Anderson too.
140.
Yeah, 6 out of 7 on his doubles, and he's only averaged just under 92. So he kind of shows that how...
What was he doing elsewhere?
Well, yeah, the rest of the legs, it wasn't... Once he got to a finish, he was great, but he wasn't the consistent power scorer that we've seen from him pretty much all the way through the Premier League. He's been very good since the opening couple of weeks.
Norris broke with an 11-dart leg in that match as well.
Just the 45 from Gary Anderson there. And Wade has an opportunity here to get back into this leg, back in the ascendancy. It's only a ton, though. He's frustrated with that after a first start.
You can see that treble 20 bet has taken a real battering from the behind the shoulder.
140.
Still not down to a finish, Anderson. Wade, opportunity. Needs a couple of trebles, you'd think. Very good at moving across the oche and finding the treble bed from a different angle, James Wade. One of those players that stubbornly stays on the treble 20 when others would switch.
Just a quick recalibration.
140.
That applies some real pressure, though. Now, James Wade, so lethal around this 100 mark with checkouts. 81 and 2 darts. Treble 19, double 12. Ooh, now then, not lethal on this occasion. And Anderson, potentially a killer blow here. Double 18 is a 13 darter now, and that's 5-2 with a break of throw. And Gary Anderson is throwing for the match.
Yeah, missed start at double 12. Could have been a 4-3 deficit. It's instead 5-2. Anderson throwing first here for a 6-2 victory against his Premier League rival.
140.
And starting things off very effectively indeed as well. James Wade could be on course for a 6-2 defeat here. That, I think, would be a fairly harsh score like
60.
Well, when you've averaged
like
99 and a half and 117 on your front 9, you're giving yourself every chance, whoever you're playing. But Gary Anderson is averaging more than 106. And James Wade has missed a bunch of doubles. And that, essentially, has been the difference between them. You're not going away just yet, James Wade.
140.
There you see, 20% At the start of this game, if you said one of these two is going to average,
55.
well, you'd be surprised if either of them did.
Yeah.
20% their doubles, because they're usually so secure on their doubles. But bearing in mind that Gary Anderson has finished on 2
60.
bullseye, 19, 16 and 18. He hasn't gone near tops or 12s, which are basically the doubles that have won him 2 world titles and the Premier League title twice. They're his favourites. But he's beaten everything else. And he's down to 68 for the match. James Wade may feel that this one has slipped away from him.
Yeah, he's in touching distance now.
140.
Well, he's there on 101,
168.
but Anderson, 68 for the match. 48 left, 8 for tops to finish on his favourite. And he does finish on his favourite, saving the best till last, and Gary Anderson completes a 6-2 victory. James Wade, well look, he's averaged 100.7 there, and he's not really got that close in the end. The world champion Gary Anderson is through to the quarter-finals of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, and he will go up against Kim Huybrechts. And what a top half of the draw we've got there. Kim Huybrechts, a man who is quite capable of playing some stunning darts, won 2 European Tour events before now. Gary Anderson, of course, the world and Premier League champion. Michael van Gerwen, the world #1, and the Gibraltarian player Dyson Parodi. Whoever comes through those, the semi-final is going to be pretty tasty as well. We're going to start in the bottom half of the draw very shortly after a bloke dressed as a large sausage tries to take on another guy out of the crowd to win some money. But Peter Wright and Simon Whitlock will continue the serious business in just a few moments' time.